Hello, hello, my lovelies. Is anybody about? I'm going to have a sip of tea. I got no sleep last night for some reason, and I'm normally a very good sleeper, so I'm a little bit draggy today. I think I'm coming down with a cold, so bear with me. Okay, what time is it my time? It's 10:30 my time. It's quite early for you Americanos. So I want to help you guys get better at doing video. So how many of you really feel like getting in front of the video is terrifying? Do you get sweaty palms, or do you feel like you're totally not a natural? Or are you afraid of having those long gaps of silence when you are making your videos? Are you worried about stumbling or forgetting what you're gonna say? I mean, I had all these worries too when I started doing video. But as you may or may not know, in the world of marketing, video is all the rage, and from a branding perspective, it's really a great way for people to get to know you, and it's a huge filter for your business. Okay, so if you wanted to get in front of video, not only just to share valuable content, but also so people can see your mannerisms, see if they'll gel with you. Like, for instance, I'm a really, really animated person. I talk and I use my hands all the time, and but I have a lot of high energy, and so a lot of people might not gel with that. They might think, oh, I could never have her design my brand or website because she do my nut in after a couple minutes, right? Or they might really gel with my vibe and be like, yes, she's gonna push me and we're gonna get motivated, we're gonna get this done and it's gonna be great, right? So the same thing for you. People will use video as an opportunity to see if they really wanna work with you or not. And it's a great, 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 great tool. Also, it's just showing people that you're not afraid to stand in front of your brand and that you're willing to say, well, hey, this is who I am, especially in an online world, right? It's really hard, and we're always talking about building trust, but this is a great way to build trust, okay? It's showing people you're willing to stand in front of your brand. You're saying, hey, this is who I am. This is the services I offer. I'm not hiding. You know, I stand behind my services and I stand in front of my services and you can trust me, right? So that's super, super important. So hi, Julia. Good to see you. Okay, so I have some really good tips. Let me pull up my notes. I just jammed on this morning. It just came out of the blue and I just kind of jumbled it all together. But there's some things I want to tell you guys about because I've been asked in this group and other places and by clients who have all told me, I mean, I've heard this so many times, I think this is really important. So they've all told me, oh, I don't like getting in front of video, or I don't even like getting in front of like a camera to get my photos taken, right? This is mostly applied towards video, but you can use some of these tips if you're getting like your headshots taken too. If you want to know some helpful tips about your headshots, let me know, and I have a blog post separate for that with lots of really, really good tips if you're getting your headshots taken. So let me know below. Okay, so if you're joining me, say hi. If you are catching the replay, just hashtag replay so I know that you at least caught this video. Okay, so there are so many things that you can do to be more confident in front of the camera. And what I'm going to suggest to you is kind of how I did it. And I'm not, still to this day, sometimes I get a bit nervous, and then other times I just don't care because I've done it so much. So the more you practice, the more you show up, the less that you care how you look, really. So there's a couple things I want to say before I dive into my little tips. You have to learn to accept these things, okay? And it will take time, so don't be hard on yourself, okay? You have to accept the way that you look. If it makes you feel more confident to put makeup on, if it makes you feel more confident to put a nice top on, do your hair, whatever, that's fine. You can do those things. But you have to accept the way you look. As women, we are so hard on ourselves, and we aren't used to being in front of the camera, right? So when we do a video and we watch it back, we just cringe. I mean, I did anyways. I absolutely cringe, like, oh, I hate my nose, and I hate this, and I hate that, and oh my God, I can't believe I look like that, whatever. You're gonna have to get over it, and it will take time, and that's okay. Okay, so just accept the fact that you are going to cringe about the way you look. Okay, it's normal, it's natural, it's gonna happen, just accept it, okay? The second thing is the way you sound. So I always find that I don't like listening to like my audio recordings, and I always think my voice sounds funny, and I always think it sounds different than it does in real life. But it's the same thing as the way you look. You'll just get over it over time, okay? So just accept the fact that you're gonna cringe a bit when you first hear your voice, and you'll just have to deal with that, and over time you will get used to it, okay? So those are two things, huge things, okay? Don't let those things stop you. Okay, you are gonna flub up. You are gonna come up to times, and this is what I was really worried about, especially when I started doing lives, because when you do pre-recorded video, you can record it as many times as you want, right? You can do it take 57 if you want to, until you get it the right way. But when you start showing up in lives, which is what Facebook loves, you're gonna have this fear, or at least I did, that I'm gonna just biff it up and I'm going to like totally lose track of what I'm saying, and there's gonna be a long moment of silence, and I'm doing it live and people are gonna see that. And so that was one of my biggest fears, okay? But you just have to laugh it off. I laugh at myself all the time, so you just have to laugh it off, okay? It will happen, guaranteed, and you know what happens when it does? You don't die. You're fine and you move on, okay? So that's a really important thing to take stock of. It happens to everybody, okay? And then lastly, which I myself have to work on too, because I'm not sitting in front of a real person talking. I'm talking to you all, but I'm not face to face in real life. So for me, I have to remind myself to always look at the camera. It's really, really important. It's like you're making eye contact with your audience. Okay, and I flit around because of my energy. I just kind of flit around with my eyes, and I have to remind myself, look at the camera, because that's how you make that connection, okay? So I wanted to say those things first before I dive into how we can become more confident and comfortable in our videos, okay? So my first step is this. Practice, 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 okay? Get in front of a camera, just pre-record. Don't worry about Facebook Lives when you first start, okay? Just get in front of the camera and just record it as many bloody times as you have to. It doesn't matter, okay? But I want you to do is I want you to keep those videos, because what you're gonna notice as you go on and as you practice, you're gonna notice in the beginning, if you go back and watch those videos, right, you're gonna notice that you're a lot more stiff. You might not even act like you. You might not even really be sounding like you or talking like you. You're almost gonna feel like, oh my gosh, in the beginning, I was like a totally different person. And then as you progress and as you start to become more comfortable in front of the camera, you'll notice you'll start to relax and the real you will start showing up, okay? So this is really important. Practice as many times as you need to. You can do it, you know, in the privacy of your own home with the curtains shut. Nobody else has to see it, just you, okay? And just practice it as many times. And go back and look at those early ones. You'll be so much more stiff. And then if you look at the ones that you're like after the 10th, 15th time you've done it, look at those and see what a drastic difference already. You will see your progress, I promise. Okay, so that's one of them. Let me look at my notes because I always forget and then I get off track. Oh yeah, okay, so I love this because I love yoga. And I know probably a lot of you do yoga as well, or meditation, same thing. What I learned in my yoga class, obviously, is we build a lot of tension. So right before the end, we do Shavasana, and we build a lot of tension before we relax, okay? So the idea here being that before you go on video, build up the tension, okay? So clench your fists and your teeth and your face and your eyebrows and everything, and just really, really clench every part of your body that you possibly can right before you hit like the record button, right? And just really create a lot of tension, and all of a sudden just, right? Then you're relaxed. It's amazing what that does for you. And then hit record and start talking about what you want to talk about. It's an incredible trick and it really does work, okay? So do that. That's really, really helpful, especially if you get really, really nervous. Just really tighten those fists, your legs, every part of your body you can squeeze it. And hold it for as long as you can, then relax and just sigh. And then go ahead and hit record. Okay, that's a really big one. Okay, let me look at my notes. What's the next thing that I have? Okay, so start small, okay? So once you start to feel confident in front of the camera, start small. So what I mean by that is do a bunch of pre-recorded videos, and once you feel comfortable doing that, then you can start moving on to doing Facebook Lives. But do a Facebook Live in an environment that you feel comfortable in, because it is a different kettle of fish, right? So for me, I started doing pre-recorded videos. Then I started doing Facebook Lives in this group, which really, really helped me. And it helped me get over all my fears, even when I did mess up. And then I moved on to doing Facebook Lives in my business page. And that, to me, was more intimidating because that is in front of my peers and my high school friends and people that don't even know what I'm doing and all of that stuff. People I haven't seen in years. For me, it was almost like attending like a 20-year reunion where I haven't seen everybody in ages. Now I've got to show up on Facebook in front of all these friends and talk about my business. So to me, that was more intimidating than doing it in my Facebook group. So start off small till you feel comfortable, then move up. And if it just means that you're sharing pre-recorded videos for a while, that's okay. Yeah, and then just move on as you feel more comfortable. Okay. And this is my favorite tip, which is what I do. I keep notes, okay? So You do not want to be sitting here reading everything verbatim that you've written down in your blog post or whatever content it is that you're sharing. You don't want to do that, okay? Because that means that you're not making eye contact, and it makes it sound, even if you know what you're talking about, it makes it sound like you don't know what you're talking about, right? You have to be natural. It has to be a conversation, okay? So know your stuff. Know what you're going to talk about before you get in front of the camera. But you can make notes, because for me, I do that because otherwise I'll lose track and I can go off on a tangent, and I don't want to do that because I know how valuable everybody's time is. So for me, I keep notes to keep myself on track so I don't forget what I'm talking about, first of all. And you'll often hear me say, okay, let me look at my notes. And I don't care. I don't care if people know that I'm looking at my notes. I want to stay on track. But at the same time, I'm not sitting there reading them word for word for word, because that looks like I don't know what I'm talking about, right? Does that make sense? Okay, my next one is, I think that's it, actually. Yeah, that's it. So if you have any questions, let me know. If you want my blog post about getting more comfortable and creating the perfect headshot for your business, let me know, because it's a little bit different, but a lot of these same tips apply. And yeah, so I was also thinking in this group, I want to have this as a place to practice, okay? This is a safe environment. Nothing will get shared out of this group. So this is a safe environment. If you want to practice your lives in this group before you practice them in your own group, or before you put them on, or before you do like a Facebook Live in your business like page, then use this place. That's what this space is all about. And if you want feedback, I'm happy to do that. We're all kind people in here, and we are all in the same boat. So if you want to use this space, let me know, put your name below, and maybe we can do some kind of like practice round or something for people so that they can feel more confident in this group. Happy to do that, happy to give feedback. It's a really, really, really important thing to help grow your brand and help people learn how to trust you, especially in this online space. Okay, so that is it. Have a beautiful Tuesday. I will be back tomorrow with my next tip in the series of how to, I think I'm on tip 5 now. I think I'm on tip 5 for how to create a landing page that works for you. So if you're interested in that, join me tomorrow, and I will be giving away that tip 5. All right, guys, take care. Have a wonderful day, and I will see you tomorrow. All right, bye.